defense help you out a little bit, much like in the Duke game. Get some runouts. When you're in the half court, move that thing from side to side. We are in for a good one here. Kansas and Syracuse. Let's get this thing going.
And a great atmosphere, a great crowd on hand here in Vegas.
Jamar McDowell, he was in the game at the end of that one against Notre Dame. Made a couple big plays, and he's rewarded with the start.
And the redshirt sophomore, he's got it right now. Council hit a couple of big threes yesterday. And here's White. Late in the shot clock, gives it up. It's Council on the pole. And a rebound comes down to J.J. Starling.
They never penetrated that Syracuse defense. A lot of passing around the perimeter. Not much offensive action there on the first possession for the Jayhawks.
For Syracuse yesterday, so much balance. 6 in double figures in that loss to Houston. And this guy had 10 of them yesterday, Nate King.
Well, what a big shot for his confidence, though. 3 of his last 17 from the 3. You get that ball movement right there. Extra pass. Nate King's good sign to see that thing go from 3.
Back door, getting a hand on it was George. Out of bounds, it will stay with Kansas.
A good offensive possession. The turn down, Jamar McDowell, you've got to make him use it. Extra pass from Sadiq White, hit the corner. And Nate King's the Syracuse best three-point shooter. Finally gets one to drop.
As you said, he struggled a little bit with his shot this year, but 45% from downtown last year at Oregon State for that young man. Up top! And a good hello from Flory Bidunga.
A little pin down action for Melvin Council, and what a privilege it is and a luxury to be able to throw the lob to Bidunga. Just throw it up and put it in the vicinity, and he's going to go get it.
Bill Self praising him after the game yesterday, but he's not going to like that defense. Easy bucket for Sadiq White.
Well, defense has got to be coming over. That ball's going away from you to the right side. If you're on the weak side of the floor, you are loading up on that paint and taking on the roller.
Kansas only 2 losses this year to North Carolina and Duke. Shot fake, Tiller. White blocks. Erased by Sadiq White, who is a high-flying freshman from Charlotte. 6 on the timer.
Just the activity level coming over. Trey White trying to show the basketball. Sadiq White, so athletic. He's so effective with the lob. Certainly has an interesting skill set for being a lefty. He is very in tune with his right hand, but there on the defensive end, making a play as a help defender.
Got to put it up. A foul. Count it. Bidunga showing up early.
Nathan George just puts 2 hands right on him. This is an easy call for the official. Kansas has gone heavy to getting Bidunga on the roll, and there you see it. Put 2 hands on him. That's going to get called every time.
Flory Bidunga, we showed you the numbers in the open yesterday. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks. Bill Self talked about the evolution of his game, taking over now after Hunter Dickinson left. He's a different player.
How refreshing to see a guy that maybe doesn't get the opportunity that he's looking for last year. Hunter Dickinson still around. But you learn from the freshman year and you stick around, you go through some adversity, and you're better off for it. Good for him.
He almost blocked that shot. And Trey White has a bandage on the nose, had a cut yesterday. No stitches.
He's trying to get to his left hand. Bidunga will face you up and drive you, but if he's in the post, he wants that left hook.
Bidunga gets it, rejected. They're going to call goaltending, though, against William Kyle. Between Kyle, White, and Bidunga, we have some high flyers out there.
There is no doubt, and I think people forgot about just how good defensively William Kyle can be. You're talking about the Summit League Defensive Player of the Year. Boy, I think that might have been a good block.
Yeah, I think Kyle had an argument.
It's close there, but it's a tough one there for Syracuse.
So it's Bidunga 7 and Syracuse 5 early. Nathan George, Georgia Tech transfer, gives it up. Kings gets it back. Kyle, good skip pass. George with 3 on the shot clock gets fouled.
I love that he didn't settle for the 3. Even though he's shooting 40% from 3, Nathan George there with a great understanding for the time that he had. Didn't panic, put the ball on the floor, and made something happen to get to the rim. That skip pass, that's a great time to drive. That defense is shifting. You're getting players in movement. You just rip that thing right off the closeout.
Nathan George on the line, shooting 2 shots.
Georgia Tech last year, he led the ACC in assists. He's 3rd in the league early this year in that category. As we check in with Nabil Kareem.
Yeah, guys, it's going to be interesting to see how Syracuse responds to yesterday's debacle at the free throw line. In the second half and overtime, they combined to go 4 for 11, and they had a similar experience last week versus Monmouth. They almost gave up an 11-point lead with under 3 minutes to go. Now, they won that game, but poor free throw shooting definitely factored in. Here's what's slightly concerning. Without Donnie Freeman, the rest of the team is shooting roughly 46% from the line this season. It's early, but that's something that needs to be corrected as these late game situations start to add up, guys.
Yeah, total 12 of 29 for the line.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. And then to still be in the game.
Against a very good team.
Against a top 5 opponent. But the scary thing, I think, for Syracuse is that some of these guys, the form is a little bit funky. It could be a little bit of a mechanic problem for some of these dudes, not just between the ears.
No trouble on the form there for Jamari McDowell.
Coming off the season high. And a couple big plays late, like I mentioned earlier, win against Notre Dame. And talk about seizing the opportunity. On this end, he's in charge with chasing after Nate Kings.
Up top, Starling, the captain and the leader for Syracuse. Sneaking in there, Council. Council, 5th-year senior guard. Tiller and Bidunga, 15 and 40. Such a dangerous tandem for Bill Self. But here Bidunga turns it over. Kings with a steal. And that's going to be goaltending on Bidunga. Good action early. Kansas by a deuce.
Early on, a little defense leading to offense. Bidunga always in the play there. A little bit late on that one. Gear up. We got what a story going to Syracuse.
And getting his first minutes coming off the bench. Saw that block by Hakeem Warwick, one of the most iconic moments in NCAA tournament history, clinching that title for Syracuse back in 2003. Kansas by 2. So far, second chance points the story. They have 8, Syracuse none.
That's been a problem for Syracuse all season long. They're going to have to close out on the defensive glass. They're one and done. Kansas is going to have opportunities. Certainly the Orange, they're aggressive in pick and roll. If you're the big guy setting that screen, you're getting out quickly, and you're looking to play disadvantaged basketball from there.
Here is Kyan Anthony, #1 recruit in the state of New York. Gives it up to Tyler Betsy. Around and out.
He has not been shy over the last 3 games. He was banged up a little bit with an ankle injury, but 7 of his last 13 from 3 coming in.
Tiller, and he does get a friendly bounce here in Vegas.
Boy, such a skilled big. Loves that turnaround jumper. His height at 6'11", he can get that off over the top of just about anybody. Give Trey White a lot of credit there for leaving that ball alone.
Tiller, 5-star freshman for Bill Self at 17 and 9 yesterday against Notre Dame. Betsy again. He is not shy. He did that yesterday, put up a couple quick ones.
Well, the Council going to have to understand if he's guarding him, you're not giving him airspace to get that shot off. A little bit fortunate there.
Trey White wanted it back instead. Bidunga, 17-footer, pure.
Showing off the range. He will catch and shoot to around 15 feet. And Syracuse is going to play off him. Flory Bidunga making you pay for it.
He entered the portal briefly after last season. I think Bill Self is happy that number 40 is back.
I would say. Well, he's played like a man on a mission, though. He was left off that preseason All-Big 12 team. And, you know, you understand the sense that he didn't get a big opportunity last year, but he's taken as big of a jump as just about anyone.
Late clock. Betsy has to hoist. He's 0 for 3 early as Tyler Betsy.
A lot of empty side pick and roll where Bidunga has a lot of opportunity just in space. And that help defense better be ready to rotate over early, because if you're late to him, he's putting you on a poster. Bryson Tiller getting the roll here. This one was off to the left, immediately off his hand. Give Trey White a lot of credit. He could have easily tapped that one home, but left it alone, let it roll in.
Already 9 points. Make it 10. Nabil.
Yeah, we were raving about Flory Bidunga all game yesterday, but the same can't be said for his coach early in that game anyways. Bill Self didn't like the energy he was getting from his big man in the first 3 or 4 possessions. He made it clear he wanted a better effort, and Flo responded, and it's not just the points and rebounds. His passing out of the high and low posts and off doubles was really effective, and his switchability on defense was on full display. It's a real luxury for Coach Self, guys.
But I will say it, in watching that game yesterday, Kansas-Notre Dame, the flashbacks of the big-to-big high-low of the old Kansas Jayhawk. You know, you think about a guy that's not played basketball for all that long, comes over from overseas and starts playing high school basketball in the state of Indiana, and he's still getting better in leaps and bounds.
He's got 11 of the 16 as White knocks down both.
I like Syracuse just throwing a little bit of a change-up here, going to their 2-2-1, and they'll back off back into man-to-man. They don't want to catch the ball there.
Knocked out.
Jackson picks up his dribble, and then you throw it to Melvin Council in the coffin corner just across half court.
Well, Adrian Autry talked about improving the defense this year, but I think people early on when they were playing lesser competition thought, okay, well, let's see when you play somebody. Well, they showed it yesterday against Houston.
No question. The free throw shooting really is, it's an insane number. I mean, 12 of 29 in a high major, high level Division I basketball game. You don't see that very often in a close game.
And that's the Achilles heel early for the Orange.
So look at how aggressive Sadiq White is, getting out on that hedge and impacting the ball handler.
But still, now Marco Jackson finds his way to the rim.
As soon as that gets squared up with Kyan Anthony, he just burns it right by him.
There is Anthony from way downtown.
And that's where he's cooled off. Over the first 3 games, shot 44% from 3, and he's now 1 of his last 10 from downtown.
But Kansas is feeling it. There's the freshman Rosario.
What a good sign for him. Only 28% from 3 on the season. Had been struggling as of late. He can shoot that thing, though. Cole Rosario finally getting one to go down.
White off the mark.
Good block out.
Now Kansas has thrown the first punch here in Vegas.
How about the 5-man starting to break? What a luxury for Bill Self.
Council left open. If he hit that, I think Syracuse might have had to call a timeout.
I think Syracuse is okay with Melvin Council coming off and letting that go. He has not shot the ball well in the year. 15% from downtown.
Starling lobs it. Goes over the top of Tiller.
Boy, it really wasn't even there. I mean, Bryson Tiller is in the perfect spot to take away the lob. But with the verticality of William Kyle, just throw it up and let the big guy go get it.
Whew. Showcasing that 44-inch vertical William Kyle III.
Hard to believe. I know UCLA had some bigs last year with Adon Mara, but he really didn't play at all.
Just 10 minutes a game for the Bruins.
Then you watch him against Houston, and he's got 12 points and 10 rebounds, 3 steals. Now, off the ball screen, Bryson Tiller is where he needs to be. It's just that you're going right over the top of a 6'11" big.
That stops the Kansas momentum, at least for the moment. Into the clock.
J.J. Starling. Melvin Council needs to grind him off that screen, but he has blown up ball screens on the day.
Bidunga's first miss. He was 4 of 4 before that shot. J.J. Starling. And he gets fouled. He'll have 2 at the stripe.
He loves finishing with that right hand. Even when he's going to his left, that scoop, the defense is in a decent spot, but you're just not ready for him to go up almost under the armpit of the defense.
Guy who was trying to get going, led Syracuse in scoring last year at almost 18 a game. Had that hamstring injury in the season opener, missed a couple of games, so he's getting his win back.
J.J. Starling on the line shooting 2 shots.
Free throw woes continue. TNT Sports' coverage of the Players Era is presented by Sam's Club. Join Sam's Club today and celebrate the season of yes and say yes to everything you need and want for the holidays. And by DirecTV. Stream DirecTV satellite free.
Boy, J.J. Starling, I watched the game on TV yesterday, and you noticed the hitch, but you see it in person, and it would be very challenging to consistently make free throws when it just looks like there is so...
Kansas 13-point lead, prompting Syracuse to take a timeout. Syracuse
they
just
gotta figure some stuff out on this end of the floor.
Rob, they're 6 of 21.
Yeah, it's been a lot of isolation, certainly one-on-one play where Kansas has been able to match it. We've talked about moving that defense, and so far, for the most part, they just haven't been able to do that.
Nathan George. Betsy has been ice cold so far.
I think he needs to take that three. And that three is an open shot. You got it off the pick and roll. He's raising behind. So you turn that down, you're not getting a better look. I know you're 0 for 4 going into it, but that's what you're out there to do.
And now there's only a half second on the shot clock.
Can still catch it and shoot it, though. Gotta get it up.
He does. He got it.
There you go.
Now they're going to go to the monitor.
But that's enough time to catch it and let it go.
So that's the one he should have taken earlier, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a way tougher shot than the one he just passed up. Boy, I think that's out of his hand.
I think he just
gets it off. Yeah,
by a millisecond. Tyler Betsy, a guy who was at Cincinnati last year under Wes Miller, 11 minutes a game. Didn't really get a lot of time, but he's known as a shooter.
Boy,
yeah, he just got it off.
After review, 3-point goal is good for Tyler Betsy.
Give him credit for having an understanding that with the shot clock, it's got to be a quick one getting it up. We've seen plenty of players out here where it's like the lack of understanding of your time and score at times has been a bit baffling.
30-20. Both of these teams looking for their 5th win of the season. Syracuse suffering their first loss yesterday against number 3 Houston in overtime. Melvin Council got right by Anthony, but couldn't complete it.
There, Trey White always crashing in on those offensive boards.
Anthony looking for his first points.
That's a grown man block out there from Bidunga.
And then he can lead the break, but he traveled. That's also true.
So do we.
So we will be prepping late tonight and early tomorrow. But a great event, a lot of great teams, players, and coaches out here.
Kansas has really limited Syracuse's points in the paint. The Orange averaged 44 points in the paint on the year, and they only have 10 tonight. Now, this could change here. Yep. That's a physical drive. Nathan George, talk about embracing the physicality of the game.
Syracuse still has not turned the ball over in 27 possessions, but they're down by 8. They have not shot it very well.
2 of 9 from 3 and 8 of 25 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Meanwhile, Kansas over 50% shooting. And White lost it.
Just some activity there from William Kyle. Getting out there, hard hedging. Trey White trying to make the right read and loses the ball out of bounds.
So speaking of those paint touches, I should say, for Syracuse, do you want him to get it into Kyle, or do you want it to be the guards
I think
going in?
It's got to be the dribble drive, but it just can't be isolation all the time. What a pass across his body.
Zephyr into the game for the first time.
Syracuse, their offense, it's a lot of pick and roll. It's a lot of isolation.
Anthony blocked. Who else? It's Bidunga, and it went off of Syracuse.
Bidunga second in the Big 12 in blocks, 16th nationally. And this has got to be one of those things where when he's around, the drive's probably not for you. You're drawing a help defender. Now, it's a hard window to find William Kyle there, but you're looking for paint touches, and you're looking for sprays to your teammates.
Bidunga just salivating, waiting.
Oh, no, so it's William Kyle.
Golly, these guys can jump. Tiller, though, with a hook. Tiller has 4 to go along with 5 rebounds here this first half.
He was terrific yesterday. Career-high 17 points in that win against Notre Dame. Play you inside and out. Hasn't shot it as well from 3 over these last couple games, but certainly is capable.
He's defending here. Betsy left it short. Down inside Bidunga, there's the double.
Oh boy, he's got the cut. Tiller, that big-to-big pass. Terrific cut, though. That double team's coming, and Bryson Tiller is just beelining it to the rim.
Folks, that's the combo we told you about. Bidunga 6'10", Tiller 6'11". And it's the 6'10" fella with a board.
And Tyler Betsy has had some good looks. He just hasn't been able to get those to go down.
And Bidunga on the dribble drive. Oh, White tried to get it back.
If you're a guard, you better block him out because he is going every time.
Up ahead, there's Kyle. Kyle and Bidunga, how fun is this? And they're going to get Bidunga for the foul.
But give William Kyle, that was one of those tricks of the trade type plays. He's essentially hooking Bidunga, but he's doing it with his elbow. There's the big-to-big pass. That's a total breakdown by Syracuse's weak side defense. Those guards have got to be flooding the paint and taking away that pass. If he skips it, so be it. You're not giving up that dunk to Bryson Tiller.
William Kyle, the third at the line.
5 of 12 at the line for Kyle. It's been an adventure this year. And he missed everything. Looked like an Adam Lefkoe shot right there. He'll join us shortly.
Brandon gone, honestly. Adam, have some words here with Brandon later.
Halftime presented by Modelo with Adam and the guys. Coach Pearl, Jamal, Jalen. I just met Adam yesterday, too, but I promise he's a better shooter than I am.
Great icebreaker for you guys. Adam won't forget that either. Crashing my dunking, Adam's free throw shooting. Okay.
Kyle missed points at the line again for the Orange.
But it's just deflating, right? Like, you get an opportunity, you make a nice play, and then you go 0 for 2. And it happens repeatedly with different guys.
Kyle got his hands on it.
That's where if Bidunga's going to throw that in, it's a fake low and go high. It's going to telegraph that pass.
Starling gives it up. Quiet half for Starling, just 1 point. Really for everybody for Syracuse. George trying to drive it on White. Good kick. Starling, and right on cue, he knocks it down.
Kansas was daring him. They were stopping the ball. Nathan George making the right play and setting the table up for J.J. Starling.
So back to single digits. Now can the Orange get a stop? 4-second difference. Shot and game clock.
Another Council is getting really close to that half-court line.
Council, who is from Rochester, nearby to Syracuse, is fouled by Nathan George.
Syracuse has another 2 fouls to give here if they so choose.
Off for Syracuse, number 10, Peter Flory, and number 55, Bryce.
I would think maybe you give at least one more, right? Disrupt their offense.
As long as they're not, close to getting in the act of shooting, yes.
Keep in mind the continual motion rule this year. There's a little more leniency on those free throw attempts.
Red Autry is telling his team to foul right now.
Let's see if they do. Yeah, there it is. So that's the 5th. They can still foul once more.
Fouling J.J. Starling, his first.
If you wanted to do it again, you'd think you'd take Starling out because he's got a foul. Betsy also has one. George not on the floor. He's got two. You don't want Starling to take his second here.
He reaches in, no whistle. Council, final seconds, fading. That will not go. It ends the half with a Kansas lead of 34-25.
Syracuse is going to have to find a way to crack the shell of this Kansas defense. If you don't move them, it is going to be so hard to play isolation and pick and roll when it's just the only action. Get multiple actions, get that thing moving from side to side, and see if you can find something easy in the half court.
See what adjustments Red Autry made at the break. Kyle hands it off. George, he's the facilitator. Into the lane, shot fake twice. Able to draw the foul. He doesn't get the bucket. Let's check in with Nabil.
Guys, I asked Coach Autry point blank about the shot making and how they can improve it here in the second half, and he told me it's not about the shooting. It's about their intensity. He felt it dipped at times in the first half. He needs them to compete harder and get better. All five guys working together as a unit defensively.
Well, that's where yesterday against Houston it was such an intense game. Went overtime to bounce back on less than 24 hours rest.
Well, and certainly just some of the letdown of not winning that game, of being so close and looking for one of the bigger upsets that Syracuse would have pulled in the last couple years. How about the patience there from Nathan George, though? The double shot fake. You don't see many guys. You'll see one shot fake. You don't see many with two.
And for Syracuse fans, it has to be so nice to see free throws go through the basket. Oh, almost got it.
Better meet your pass.
Council gets it across. Down inside to Flory, Bidunga against Kyle. Skip pass. 4 to shoot. Council in rhythm. And a rebound down to Starling.
He has just not been able to find the range. Shot it at a 30% clip last year at St. Bonaventure, so not a great shooter. Did a good job of getting away, though, and finding some space. Just couldn't knock it down.
Leaving it short. White was fading away. Trey White drives it on Sadiq White. White on White, and he puts it up and in.
Boy, the patience. There's the shot fake on this end here, but that doesn't happen if Trey White isn't playing under control and off 2 feet. That jump stop gives him options, and he sneaks it up right past Sadiq White.
It was a good shot blocker. You got to be careful. Lob, there's Kyle.
Well, Kyle, you just throw that thing up there. Even with the athletes that Kansas has in the front court, we saw it over Tiller in the first half there. Bidunga is in the picture, but Kyle can go upstairs with the best of them.
So can this guy. Tiller kicks. White in the corner, short. Nathan George, he likes to push. He did this a lot at Georgia Tech last year. Outlet, McDowell, 1v1, Euro step. And a foul on George. That's his third.
George takes a questionable shot, and then you don't get back as the safety, and then you commit your third foul. So really, there are 3 errors in a 20-second sequence that leads now to Kansas foul shots. There's just nobody back. Jabari McDowell, I didn't know you had that in your game. The slow Euro. There's that jump stop, show the ball, head fake, and sneak it on up there.
Jamari McDowell, last year he redshirted as a sophomore. He had a limited role as a freshman. Went to Bill Self last year and said, I'm okay redshirting given the pieces that we have. He said he's happy with that decision and thinks it could pay dividends down the road.
Do you think it's easier to redshirt when you're being paid money?
Yes. A little bit different than 10 years ago.
The sacrifice of sitting. Not quite as much of a sacrifice anymore.
Well, he's back out there this year giving Kansas an 8-point lead. And a lot of money being distributed at this tournament. It's a different time. Kings top of the arc.
Some of the shot selection for Syracuse here. Now, William Carl is going to make up for it because he's trying to tear the rim off.
That's a pretty good shot.
The first one, you can get that at any time.
Adrian Autry said last year when he went to the portal he wanted an athletic 5-man, and he got it in William Kyle.
But active hands.
Yeah, Kyle, he's showing you he can do it on both ends.
A little shot fake and kind of like a young Brandon Gaudin right there. I'd say.
On my Nerf hoop, you're right.
That's right. Back on the old closet door.
But that's a senior getting the freshman to bite. Starling got his hand in there.
Starling just staying in there on that cut.
Skip pass, Kings. Almost.
Everything but going down.
A whistle inside.
Boy, Flory with the rim run and the bury. It's putting a ton of pressure on that possession on the Syracuse defense. Credit Bryson Tiller for looking high-low.
Just the first foul on William Kyle, so that's good news for the Orange. Kansas is led by as many as 13. Syracuse has whittled it to 6. And now it's 9.
Boy, Jamari McDowell has come to play here in Las Vegas. He has seen his role drastically increased with Darren Peterson out. Talk about a guy that's getting an opportunity and taking full advantage of it.
Bill Self thought he was going to be a spark off the bench this year, but now, because of the injury to Peterson, things shuffling, gets the start today. He's got 8.
Good help there by Bidunga. He's just waiting there. Starling likes to turn that ball screen down, and Bidunga cleaned it up.
And Betsy knocks it down.
Big shot for his confidence. Rough first half for Betsy shooting the basketball. They need that perimeter threat. Betsy can be that. Kings can be that. This is going left jump hook. Oh, he might have hooked him. Yeah,
yes, he did. Hooking Flory, offensive foul, and a timeout on
that baseline. He's seeing that entire off arm hook the defender. I don't think it was that tough of a call. They might. I think Coach Self's argument is that the two officials had differing calls. Clarence Armstrong and Greg Nixon were going to call something different.
Look at Kansas, plus 15 on the glass. You look at a lot of the numbers, you're thinking, how is Syracuse only down 6? But they're right in it.
And Syracuse 4 is 16 from 3. The numbers say that Kansas should be leading this game by a much larger margin. The 9 turnovers are the reason why. Kansas 9, Syracuse 0.
Yeah, unbelievable. They played almost 25 minutes, the Orange, without a turnover. If it happens here, we'll blame Robbie Hummel. It does not, but a miss at the rim for Kings. Trey White down the lane. That's a tough shot.
What a finish with Flory right there. Trey White had to kind of double clutch that, but in the open floor, he is looking to be aggressive and make something happen. We saw this yesterday. Bidunga switching out on guards and doing a great job of moving his feet.
Kyan Anthony, freshman star, still hasn't scored. Melo's son going to work here. Leaning. Got it back. There is his first bucket.
Oh, and they called a foul.
They did a late whistle, but a chance of 3.
Give a lot of credit to Syracuse. They have hung in there on this game.
Such a battle yesterday with Houston in that overtime loss.
Good job by Nate Kings. He just fought Bryson Tiller there on the block.
Now Starling leaves it up top. They'll reset. Chance to get it down to 1 possession. Anthony starting to feel it. That was a tough shot.
It was. He loves that pickup. Anthony's down. Kansas has numbers 5 on 4.
Yeah, he is hurt. Slow to get back. They can't score. And now Anthony, well, now he's feeling good.
Wait, does anybody just want to lay up? Got advantage. This guy will take one.
Waits. Finger roll, no. Put back. He got the foul.
He's taking on 3 orange defenders right there. He has no issue with making things happen and mixing it up.
Foul number 10, Akir Suarez, his second personal. Team's third.
His nose says all of that. That thing was bleeding like crazy yesterday.
Kebajai, Notre Dame, caught him with an elbow. You see a little black under the eye as well for Trey White.
Trey White at the line shooting 2 shots.
But he came right back in that game after getting a new jersey. 16 points and 9 rebounds in the win against the Irish.
Honestly, lucky he didn't break his nose to where you have to wear a mask, because there's nothing worse than that as a player.
Unless you're Rip Hamilton.
Well, that worked out for him. I broke my nose in a game in Russia, and the team tried to tell me that they had made me a mask, and they're like, it's in. I'm like, well, I haven't taken any molds. They're like, yeah, we just got it. We got it right. Like, if a photo had been able to do it.
Was it like a Halloween Batman mask?
Yeah, it ended up being Paul Davis's mask from like 4 seasons before. He played at Michigan State.
And how did it fit?
Horrible.
Yeah, I figured.
But you know who broke my nose was vaunted rival of the Kansas Jayhawks, Jacob Pullen.
Oh, really?
We were on the same team and collided, knocked heads. He broke my nose severely.
In practice or a game?
In a game.
At least you had a mask there to protect you later, Rob.
Not a good match.
Anthony, 5 feet behind the arc.
They got numbers again.
And he's going to run. Council. Euro step. Nice.
That's what Melvin Council needs to do there. Don't settle for the 3. Don't settle for the spray. Take that thing until the defense stops you. Nobody for Syracuse ever stops the ball.
Kansas, after Syracuse was knocking on the door, the Jayhawks back up 9.
This ball needs to move for Syracuse. There's a lot of dribbling. Now, Kyan Anthony makes something happen. Maybe not. Been a lot of ISO, but right there, Anthony getting by his defender, taking some contact on and doing the rest.
So quiet in the first half, but here he is coming to life.
A lot of dribbling, getting by Elmarco Jackson. And if you're Jackson at that point, just let him go. For Melvin Council, nobody ever stops you. That Euro step, it's a half-hearted attempt from Nate Kings. That's where Council's at his best, though. He's got the speed, he's got the length in the open floor.
Kyan Anthony going for his second and 1 here in the last few minutes. Yep.
He's been much more aggressive here in the second half.
Yeah, he was not very involved or active in the first 20 minutes. Going to get him a breather.
Oh, dangerous pass.
Kings a near steal. Jackson lost it. Oh, they're going to say it went off of Syracuse.
This might be a challenge here.
Syracuse's bench, they're reviewing it on the iPad.
Man, when you get fouled a lot, you're like, man, I just don't want to even be here. Which is a horrible feeling, I'm sure. You would know.
Yes, I would, yeah. From my middle school days, you're right. Backcourt pressure again. Other thing for Kansas, Rob, you think about the Big 12 this year, it is not going to be easy.
No, it never is.
But Houston, Arizona, BYU, all top 10.
Stacked. Great talent, really good coaches, great venues. It's a fantastic league. Good roll.
Tiller, yes, and the foul.
Jamari McDowell has been a bit of a playmaker. He made some plays, I think, for himself in the game last night, but tonight, or today, it's been for others. Look how fast, though, Bryson Tiller is getting out of that screen. It's touch and go, and that pass is on the money. That's high-level stuff. Ball moving from side to side. Really good offense by Kansas.
And that puts the freshman from Atlanta, Bryson Tiller, at the line. Remember, he arrived in Lawrence, Kansas last January, redshirted the remainder of the season, and now he is helping this Kansas team out to an 11-point lead. Three from the wing for Anthony. Ooh, air ball. Who'd that go off off of. And they will say we're going the other direction.
Kyan Anthony is searching for his jumper. He has 1 for his last 14 from 3.
And all told today for Kyan Anthony, 2 for 11 from the field. And now Kansas, they've got a chance to match their largest lead or take their largest lead. Tiller blocked at the end.
Got a little bit of a flat tire there. Heck of a move. Everything but the finish.
Kyle got just enough of it. Flat, put back, White, no, but he's pushed.
Sadiq White just refused to be blocked out there. It's so interesting with Starling, too. There's obviously no hitch in his three-point shot. So just the aspect of being at the line and shooting that shot from a standstill. Boy, that's a crazy thing to witness.
White Jr. at the line shooting 2 shots.
White with a good stroke. TNT Sports coverage of the Players Era is presented by Lilly, a medicine company, and by Geico. It feels good to Geico. Sadiq White a chance to get into double figures here, but he misses the second.
They gotta go.
Yeah, barely got that across.
Melvin Council caught that ball and looked up and just saw a wall of Orange defenders.
McDowell, long range. Kyle with a rebound.
Kansas switching 5 ways, so you're going to have an advantage on the inside with Kyle or your guards. It's time to get their game on.
Yeah, he's matched up with McDowell inside there.
They got to throw it inside.
I don't think they realize it.
Or guards don't like to do that.
Well, Kyle just clean up the mess himself.
That's right. If you won't throw it to me, I'll go and get it.
He is such a menace inside. William Kyle III.
It's hard to believe. Look, Tyler Bilodeau's a good player. Damar showing he can do it at Michigan, but hard to believe he didn't get much of an opportunity at UCLA last year.
Yeah. Defensively,
look at him fighting Flory Bidunga.
Yeah, that was all William Kyle, and then Sadiq White cleaned it up. Nathan George now. Bounce pass, White. Bidunga with the tie-up. And the arrow will give it to the Jayhawks.
He's got the switch down here, and he's got Jamari McDowell. You can put Kansas's defense, and you can see even the frustration there, but he discards his defender, and all right, if you're not going to throw it in, then I'll just go get it myself on the offensive glass.
Well, before UCLA, you talked about his time at South Dakota State, where he was the Summit League Defensive Player of the Year. So Mick Cronin wanted him in the portal, but he just wasn't really in the mix, but he's certainly in the mix in Syracuse. Gonna get a breather right now.
He plays like a grown man. Vertical threat, protects the rim. Lob threat. Give him a post touch every once in a while.
Yeah. He's saying, come on, guards.
Every once in a while, just give me something. That high-low look. Pretty good defense by Syracuse to pack that paint.
Now into the shot clock. Council. Betsy, you know he's not shy.
He is always looking.
He's 2 of 9 from the field, though, Betsy. George, taller defender on him.
And these guards think that with Bidunga they have a mismatch, but they really haven't been able to show it. And yesterday Notre Dame couldn't, and today Syracuse hasn't either.
That is a big-time bucket from J.J. Starling. It's down to 5.
That is a monster shot. Draw and kick. The field 21% from 3. They have been better from the line. I mean, I know 10 of 16 isn't going to break any records, but it's substantially better than what we saw yesterday in that Houston game. They've done a lot of positive things. They've just kind of hung around here in this game. The Kansas turnovers up to 13 have given them that chance.
Last year they were 14 and 19, 7 and 13 in the ACC, and I don't think there's any question they're much improved.
Agreed. No question. Now they just got to find a way. That they've hung in there with Houston. They're hanging in there with Kansas, but now your team's got to learn how to win one of these games. You got 7:25 to figure it out. There's that empty side pick and roll, but boy, McDowell has to wait on that. You're not giving Bryson Tiller even a chance to set that screen. Oh, they got Betsy. I thought it was a moving screen.
From the initial reaction, I thought so too. Adrian Autry is upset. We'll take a peek when we get back.
Call this probably every time down. Now, my point, I think, still stands about Jamari McDowell leaving too early. Actually, I don't think that was a moving screen on Tiller, and I really, man, that's just not that. In a game as physical as this one, that's not much there.
5 fouls on Syracuse, 6 on Kansas with 7:17 to play. Brandon Gaudin, Robbie Hummel, and Bill Kareem with you here in Vegas. 5-point ball game. Bidunga going right to work.
That's what you want if you're Syracuse, though. You want him going to his right hand. So often you see him getting to his left hook. That's playing the percentages.
Strong defense by Flory. Limited minutes for him off the bench today.
You think about with Bidunga, you just don't want to give him angles. Make him score over the top, and if you can get him to go to his right hand, that's even better.
Betsy off the shot fake, right at Bidunga.
Bidunga alters so many shots.
The double-double you mentioned, he's got 11 and 12 rebounds, his number 40 in white. They go to him here. Gives it up. Council. Back to Bidunga.
Good pass in there.
Kicks it out to McDowell.
Oh, Mark McDowell could have shot that. Now you might not get a better look.
Now Tiller separates.
That's why that's got to go up. Off that kick out from Bidunga, that's got to be a 3 from McDowell. He's made a couple here in Vegas.
Kansas hasn't scored in over 4 minutes, and we have a 2-point game. It's Betsy.
Well, you don't need to tell him twice to let that thing go. Rightfully so. He can knock him down 40% from 3 on the year.
Here we go, folks. Kansas needs a bucket in the worst way. They don't get it there. Bidunga. Yes.
The ability to get that rebound and not go up over the back. It shows that length there. Second chance opportunity. It's been a weakness for Syracuse all season long.
Give him 13 and 13. Starling trying to cross up Tiller. Nothing there. Pull up. Fading.
Good defense. That's that switch. Kansas switching 5 ways. Can your guards go and beat them? And on that position there, Bryson Tiller, he is up for the challenge on defense.
5 minutes to go. Trey White on the angle. Leads. Count it. And the foul.
We saw a similar drive early in the second half, but because he's coming to a jump stop, that defense is just a little off balance. It's like throwing a changeup. J.J. Starling leaves his feet, and Trey White knows exactly what to do with the rest.
So crafty, this kid that has been all over the place. USC to Louisville to Illinois, and now Kansas as a senior.
Well, another one of those situations where Bill Self recruited him early, and it didn't pay off first, second, or third time, but the fourth time's a charm.
Hits the free throw. Yeah, he committed to Kansas as a sophomore in high school in 2019. 6 years, 3 high schools, and 3 college stops later, and he's a Jayhawk. side.
What
and
is
a
this?
foul.
A post entry.
William Kyle's like, hey.
And they called a foul, of course.
Third foul on number 3, Trey White, and it's a 1-and-1 for sure.
And honestly, it's a pretty good foul because Kyle shoots 41% from the foul line.
And he's 0 for 2 today. Boy, Syracuse fans, just avert your eyes.
But mechanically, with he and Starling, I know that college coaches don't like to intervene with players because they've been playing for so long at this point in time. I think, and it's tough to do it in season, but you need to make some changes, I think. Otherwise, there's just not going to be success with the way those shots look.
Close games. Think about how clutch those misses can be. Whoa, whoa. Saving the turnover into the shot clock here. He got up in the air and drew the foul on Kings.
Well, that was going nowhere. That pass is thrown at the ankles of Trey White. Smart play, honestly. You got nothing going here. Kings leaves his feet, and Trey White gets you in the air and go right into you. Put the onus on the officials.
And was his foot behind the line? Yes, that's going to be 3 shots. Carmelo does not like it. Hoping his son and the Orange can pull off the upset here over Kansas.
I have to say about Melo, my first year with Minnesota with the Timberwolves, he had 55 at the Target Center. And it was on mid-range pull-ups and some free throws at the rim and maybe a couple threes. But it was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
How many?
His verticality on his pull-up was so pure, and his mechanics so perfect with his pull-up. I didn't play.
You knew I was going to go there.
None of them were on me. I got a front row seat to watch. I had DNP coach's decision via Rick Adelman.
Did you have some popcorn over there?
I should have. I wasn't getting in the game. But it was incredible to witness, honestly.
I mean, what a career, obviously, he had. The 1 year at Syracuse, but then in the NBA.
His Olympic stuff, too.
Yes.
One of the great international players in the history of the game.
Kansas has stretched it back to double digits. It's an 8-0 run.
Look at Bidunga just moving his feet on a point guard.
Everybody high for the rebound. And it's going to be a foul on Kansas.
But that's the risk if you're going to switch 5 ways. These bigs, whether it's Kyle or whether it's Sadiq White from some of their guards. You know, certainly you look at Nathan George, you're looking at Nate Kings. You know, whether it's J.J. Starling or Kyan Anthony out there, you're going to get switches, and you're going to have to make plays. You know, they're not running a ton of offense. They are looking for matchups and then attacking. You know, I'd love to see him. If Kyle can bury a guard, they should throw that thing into him. But they're going to have to make individual plays because that's what their offense is set up to be.
Look at this. Remember yesterday that overtime loss, they missed 17 free throws. They were just 12 of 29. Today, a little bit better, 10 of 17.
That just does not even have a chance. I promise I'm saying this with a sincere tone in my voice, but like you almost wonder, do you go ask Rick Barry to be like, let's shoot underhand? If you have a guy shooting 25% from the line and 41% from the line, why not try it? And if it doesn't work, go back to shooting it like this.
When you feel for William Kyle.
Oh, it's a horrible place to put him in where he's at the line and you know what's going to happen.
When as the season goes, it's hard to take him off the floor, but you got to think teams would employ a hack-a-shack strategy.
You will totally see that. Yeah. But the problem is there's a lot of guys that you could, I mean, J.J. Starling, 25% from the line. Nate Kings, 33% from the line. William Kyle, 41. Kyan Anthony's 46. And it is a little bit contagious. And Nathan George is on the high end at 62.
And you go to the other end, and Kansas able to take advantage with Council. But he does leave the second one short. 11-point game. George will pull. Left it short.
I don't think Adrian Autry liked that shot at all.
No, he was shaking his head right after it hit off the front of the rim. Syracuse trying to avoid a second loss in 2 days, but obviously a tough schedule with Houston and then Kansas. Both of these teams one more opponent here in Vegas, still to be determined. Council turns the corner, 13-point lead, matches their largest.
I love what he did, though. He was in space, and with William Kyle looking to be aggressive, Melvin Council is using his speed to counter that, just blowing it right by him and getting to his strong right hand.
So now it's an 11-0 run, and we are inside of 3 minutes.
Kyle's inside. I would argue, though, if you want the ball, you better dominate your matchup. Like, you better make those guards feel good about throwing it into you.
Well, Betsy does hit a 3 to stop the bleeding, and we've got a timeout.
Get the big foul. It's been all about getting to the rim. It's getting downhill. It's getting to the foul line. You look at the way they've attacked here. It's been a constant stream of Kansas's guards getting to the basket.
That 11-0 run was stopped by the Betsy 3, but still Syracuse down 10. Council races it up into the front court.
Kansas's last 11 points have come from layups and foul shots.
Now they work a little clock up top with the guards.
They're not in any hurry here.
Council directing traffic. Council into the paint, leaning. Trying to tap it back. Another rebound for Council.
To bring that back out. One more clock. Council got downhill, got what he wanted, stayed in the play. That's a heck of an effort.
Shot clock inside 10. Council fouled.
Good luck trapping him. You put him in space with that speed.
Foul on Sadiq White Jr., his second personal, team's 9th.
He was a good get in the portal from St. Bonaventure. Led the A-10 in steals last year, led the team in scoring. Bill Self, he compared him. Now, he did this. He didn't want to put pressure on him, but said he kind of reminds me of Tyshawn Taylor.
That's high praise.
That is high praise.
That team that went to the national title game, I got to see it up close and personal. We lost to him in the second round. But with Thomas Robinson and certainly Tyshawn, some of the guards they had on that team. Tyshawn could go, though. That dude was fearless.
Bill Self, he's coached some good ones over the years. By the way, there's another Kansas legend over on that bench, and Jacques Vaughn, first-year assistant. That's going way back, but he was unbelievable. Kings battling inside. The bucket is good, and the foul on Rosario.
He is just grinding Cole Rosario there all the way to the rim. Right there and bumping and just finding a way to get downhill.
Thought you were going to say bumping and grinding in there. Yeah. like you at your junior prom.
Okay.
All right.
I think you had a different experience tonight. Evansville, Indiana. It's in southern Indiana, baby.
Kings completes a 3-point play. Now they're going to put on the full court press here. They have forced Kansas into 13 turnovers today. Oh, boy. Oh, Bidunga traveled.
That's where Flory's got to catch that and look for a guard. I know he can dribble. I know he can handle, but you just don't want to put him in a spot where he's looking to break the press. And that's on him. He's got to catch that and get it to somebody who can get it across the timeline.
Now it's 14 Kansas turnover.
He has turned it over a lot today. I think that's the 7th turnover. Good switch.
Rosario knocks it out. He has 7 turnovers for Bidunga. George gets it back. Betsy on the angle, pulls up, and a rebound comes down to Kansas.
How about how Kansas's defense swarmed there? You got Cole Rosario flying in there to contest that shot.
They have dominated the boards. McDowell kicks it out.
Oh, wow.
I thought they were going to eat some more clock.
Bill Self does not like that shot.
He put both of his hands on his head.
I mean, you just shouldn't take it.
And in Syracuse, 1 timeout left. Kansas 2. Should that become a factor?
Melvin Council, junior at the line, shooting 2 shots.
Double bonus. Even if it's a loss today for Syracuse, I do think Adrian Autry and his Orange have started to prove a little something here in Las Vegas this week.
No, I agree. And certainly that's hard to see 2 losses lead to that. But just from what Syracuse has been and from knowing what Syracuse was at their heights, it is refreshing, and I think it's great for the game to see Syracuse back competing in games like this.
Inadvertent whistle. They said that was just an inadvertent whistle. So Syracuse, a lot of ground to make up here as we hit the 1-minute mark.
1 minute. 1 minute.
King spinning, tangled with McDowell, and McDowell may be a little hurt.
Hope his shoulder's okay with the way he's kind of got it dangled.
They're already obviously without Peterson. They also lost Jaden Dawson yesterday with a wrist injury.
Well, they miss his 3-point shooting, because this isn't by any means a great 3-point shooting basketball team. But that could be a hook and hold.
Yeah, Kings kind of grabbed it, yanked him down, and that led to the pain.
He's still kind of clutching at that left shoulder.
They're going to the monitor.
Man, you can see though, there's definitely, now does it get to the clamp? That's always the question.
Again, fewer reviews this year, but inside of 2 minutes, the officials can still go to the monitor. And they said nothing, play on. So it is a foul on McDowell, and Kings will be at the line.
Somebody's got to get open.
5-second call. He went to go for the timeout, but not in time.
And Kansas with 2 timeouts, 57 seconds to go. Trey White has got to have that feel. If you take a timeout, so be it. You still have 1 left.
Staggering turnover numbers. 15 for the Jayhawks, 2 for Syracuse. Syracuse gets a bucket here. This starts to get interesting. 3-pointer, short by Starling. Council is fouled 90 feet from the basket. Syracuse 7 of 28 from long range, so they've struggled at the line, they've struggled from deep, but they still have given Kansas a battle here. We said, Robbie, when Darren Peterson comes back, it totally changes the narrative. But what do you think we have learned from Kansas so far here in Vegas?
Well, I love the way that Bidunga has played, and certainly the dual bigs with Bryson Tiller. That's intriguing, especially because you think about the way Kansas used to play. But I look at it, if you get Peterson back, some of the 2-man actions with Bidunga is a roller and Peterson coming off with his shot making, that is a terrifying guard. But you just have to hope that he's healthy enough to play, because he is truly one of the elite freshman talents in the game. Yeah, he's not going to be here long, so no. I hope we can see him for at least a little bit of time.
He's the definition of a one and done. Early in the year, he had the cramping issues and then the hamstring strain, and just trying to get back to full health again. They have UConn on December 2nd in Lawrence.
What an atmosphere that would be. There's no place better than Allen Fieldhouse for a big game. I think it is easily the best venue in college basketball.
And you know, Kyle, still missing tough ones. And you know that Darren Peterson will want to be in that game against the Huskies.
he's really not shooting. It's like he's pushing it. And
yes.
You can hear the response of the crowd.
A sarcastic cheer from the people in orange.
Oh, man.
Are they going to get a turnover? No. Trey White up ahead.
Trey White was like, a rocket.
Bill Self.
Just the way they drew it up, though.
Bill Self shook his head the whole time. No, no, no. Oh, but they're ultimately going to get the victory here.
Bill Self is yelling at his team to go score because point differential matters. It's like playing overseas.
Yeah, that's a good point. Rosario from downtown. Offensive rebound. And they won't get it off. It's an 11-point win for Kansas.